Hi guys, what's good? So today we're going to be looking at how to make money in Africa. Even if you're not in Africa, you could be African, African American, Caribbean. It is important that we start learning how to actually explore and maximize business opportunities within Africa, even if you're not in Africa. So the options I'm going to be sharing here, the business ideas I'm going to be sharing here are business ideas that are already being implemented by Africans themselves, by Nigerians, by South Africans, people that are already using, for example, they are Nigerian tech entrepreneurs who are already using technology to drive a whole lot of business expansion for themselves. So we shouldn't just wait for the likes of Bolt, Uber, and the rest of these guys to just explore the markets in Africa. It is important that we extend these opportunities as well to our brothers and sisters wherever you are. Even if you're African, please, you also want to find value in the ideas I'm going to be sharing. And like I said, they've been tested and trusted. And most of these ideas do not necessarily need you to be within Africa. They are very risk minimal and you don't need to be physically present. So I will maybe create another video where you can maybe explore opportunities that will need your physical presence. But for now, let's explore opportunities that can allow you make money remotely in Africa, even if you're not within Africa, or even if you're within Africa as well. Some of these options can be good. Number one, I want you guys to actually wait for number three and four, but let's start with number one. Number one, quickly, I said tourist experience enhancement. A tourist experience enhancement is something that lots of people have started doing. Hotels in Africa, destination influencers, blogging, and travel influencers are already doing. Where they create some kind of wholesome experience for people who want to visit Africa, create very robust travel deals for them, hotel accommodation and things like that. And some of them even go as far as creating applications, that is mobile apps, where people can have like unique and culturally rich tourist experiences whenever they want to come to Africa. So imagine you gathering your people who are interested or some kind of experience where people can book tourist adventures right down to Africa. So you can offer guided tours. If you've been to this one, will actually favor people who are already in Africa. But as well, if you are somebody who is Black American or if you are somebody who is Caribbean and you're already used to traveling to Africa so much, you already know some of these destinations, you can start a business around that. You can start a blog, for example, guide a whole lot of people with content marketing, educate them properly on the do's and don'ts, on some places they need to look out for, you know, some of these secret tips, guiding them on accommodation, booking flights, places they need to look out for, guided tours. You can help these people create unforgettable experiences and they get to pay you for it. So you could just run your own little travel agency for tourist attractions. This you can do from the comfort of your home. This can happen if you have actually been to Africa, or you can partner with somebody in Africa as well. But I wouldn't advise you to start a business you don't know about. So maybe your option should be firstly travel, find a destination in Africa, a tourist destination in Africa, try and explore other areas in Africa, some beautiful African countries, South Africa, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Tanzania. These places have, even Nigeria, these places have some very great tourist destinations. There's Ghana. So you want to, for example, find a place that you love. Firstly, I will not advise you to sell something you don't love or something you don't know about. So spend more time growing audience analysis. Look at these destinations and ask yourself, my people in America, my people in the Caribbean, would they love to come to this place? If they would, I would love to put together you know, an experience, a travel experience for them, guide them properly. You can have like 100 people, move them via flight to Africa, tour them together, guide them, give them an authentic experience, manage their bookings, and get your own commission. You can even partner with hotels and the rest of them in Africa if you've been to Africa already. So, my advice for people who want to try this number one option is to firstly ensure that they've been to Africa, they've been to nice tourist destinations. You can be able to tell the place that is secure and the places that need certain kind of rules and regulations. So you need to firstly be the tourist guide yourself. So this is for you. This is number one. Then number two, for example, I would say collaborations. Collaborations in this sense would be, you know, you could do some beautiful sourcing and shipping. sourcing and shipping here because there are lots of raw materials, and there's a huge market in Africa that needs a whole lot of refined materials, or there are some raw material markets. Raw materials in terms of cocoa, cotton, um, oil, uh, lots of gold, beautiful raw materials that are needed and that are needed refined or that can be refined in international markets. You can deal even palm oil, fruits, um, all these mineral resources, and some of them that need exportation as well. Some of them can be exported from Africa. You can liaise with local traders in Africa, you know, create a partnership and ensure that there's an existing market in America, in Caribbean, where you can actually ship these raw materials. There are lots of African entrepreneurs already doing this, and most of them are already millionaires by shipping raw materials to bigger markets in Europe and America and even in the Caribbean. So these are places you should look at as well. And the beautiful thing is you can partner with these guys, have a very good deal with them, the local traders basically. You can find them online, you can find them on Facebook, you can find them on places like Amazon. Yes, some of them are also on Amazon. You can find them on places like Alibaba, basically, and you can even find some of them on Instagram, your basic social media platforms. But the most important thing about this collaboration and partnership that has to do with sourcing and shipping of goods is that you need to do proper research, because it won't be beautiful for you to just do a business you don't know about. If it's cocoa you want to ship, if it is rubber, if it is cotton, if it is some sort of goods that you feel, whatever you feel is in demand in America, look at it. Most of the raw materials are shipped out from Africa. And there are traders and merchants and entrepreneurs dealing heavily in them, shipping cargoes on them. Find a partnership, create a partnership with these guys, and you could even be a middleman. And I think they call it drop shipping. You could have a drop shipping model of most of these. And the beautiful thing is, there are even some clothing materials in Africa, beautiful African attire materials, couture that you could ship, the beautiful African kind of fashion emblems. There even you could even partner with sculptors, painters, artists. There are lots of resources you could ship over to a bigger market, but you need to have a partnership. And because I said you do not have to have a physical involvement, all you need to do is find a dealer online. The dealer could be from Nigeria, could be from Namibia, could be wherever. And when you find these guys, you find the buyer, you be the middleman, you get your commission, buyer, seller meet together and they make good commission. And you make good commission. So you just need to firstly find the market for what you want to really take as a business person from Africa. You need to find the buyer first and also find the seller. Find the market. Market is where buyers and sellers meet. So if, for example, you are looking for cotton, ask yourself what countries in Africa major in cotton? Who are the dealers? Find good prices. Meet the seller. Find good deals. Bring these guys together and ensure that you are the middleman. You're able to negotiate properly and get a commission. And you've done this basically by just being a platform yourself. You don't have to be physically present. And yeah, there are lots of beautiful things that you can also ship down to Africa as well as a merchant yourself. If you're somebody who is already doing a business in America or in Caribbean in little proportions, if it is say clothing, if it is some black audience focused products that you feel Africans will love, you could ship it down there. I am not a fan of, I'm not a fan of the hairs that ladies do, this Brazilian hair and the rest of it, but it is a big market. So things like that as well, not necessarily that kind of hair because I'm not a fan of it, but it's a market. You could also push that as well. But there are also areas that you could want to look at. It could be creams, African skin friendly creams, African hair friendly things, cosmetics. They are big markets. The fashion, you could ship some of them over there, or you could even be the one importing and exporting from Africa to these places. All you need is, these days technology has made it so simple and easy that you do not have to be physically present to make any of this happen. Most of these merchants are online. They are on Amazon. Some of them are even selling books on how to do this. Some are on Alibaba, and they are big time merchants selling these connections. All you need is a good buyer. And the reason why I also want you to do your due diligence is to ensure you do not fall prey to scams. You understand? It is very, very important that you do your due diligence. Be careful, research properly, read reviews before you make your transactions, before you seal your transactions, or before you involve sellers, before you involve buyers. It is even okay if you even want to do a physical inspection of these products before you start investing. You get some people even pay physical visits. Mark Zuckerberg paid a physical visit to Nigeria for Facebook expansion. Twitter paid a physical visit to Ghana and Nigeria for Twitter's expansion. So if you really want to make money, you shouldn't be scared of visiting, you know, your location, your target location. SpaceX, all those big billionaires you hear about from Elon and the rest of them, or even Amazon's Prime, they all make visits to Africa to expand their market. So if you're somebody who wants to expand your market, you shouldn't be scared of making such visitations. Visit these markets you want to invest in. You will be surprised because America has a whole lot of capital. The reason most of these African markets are a bit of undermined is the fact that the capital is not as accessible as it's supposed to be. So if capital is as accessible as it is in America, then why not come in? Because the white guys, the European guys are always coming in their droves. So you guys come in as well. Come and invest. Come and not just invest, come and do business. Come and do business the right way. Another beautiful thing I would also want to say is innovative product development. There's a third option here, which is products that Africans really need. Products that have the Africanness, the black mindset. Most of the products people use these days that are probably big and expanded are just the Europeanized version. They are the American version. Nobody has. Although, yeah, must give kudos to Nigerians, Ghanaians, and South African entrepreneurs who are putting a twist to product development and producing products that Africans can really use. So if you think you have some beautiful hair design, you have some clothing design, you have some technology product, you have car designs, you have crazy impressive designs that you think can thrill the black market. I mean the African market. Come in, come on board, share these ideas. It could even be fashion items, it could be tech products, tech products that resonate. For example, we have a YouTube. Everybody uses YouTube. Maybe your own product could be a platform that prepares Africans for immigration. It could be a platform that prepares Africans for visa processes. It could be a platform that welcomes Africans who are leaving Africa into American experiences or Caribbean experiences. Wherever you find yourself, Africans are travelers and some of them could also want to explore. But what about you create your own platform where African tourists can come to you? Maybe you could make their Airbnb easier. Maybe you could make their shopping in these places easier. Maybe if they want to locate African restaurants in your place, it's easier. So you need to find your own niche, create a good product that Africans would love. African women are also very trendy and fashionista-ish. So you may also want to create products that appeal to their fashion sense, you know, even products that could help them order items as well. Other items from America, other items from Europe, other items from wherever you think the market is. That is the selling market is basically. So yeah, if you think about a product that can solve, I'm going to give you guys areas where there more competition should be in. For example, I know that the big companies like there are some South African companies that are already throwing big weights. There are some Nigerian companies that are throwing big weights in Africa. So but they need a little competition, they need a little competition in terms of tech products. They need a competition in terms of taxi, different solutions actually, because the markets are so big. So if you feel you can come through in this area, and also integrity based products, products that people can trust, products that do not exploit people, products that are very affordable. If you can find a very good business model where people can get quality and still get affordable. So you should just ask yourself, which areas can I come in? It could be the creams, it could be the fashion items, it could be the hairs, it could be cosmetics, it could be clothing, it could be clothing, because there are a whole lot of shipping going on. Import, export. Yours could come in between there because you are in America, so you should know the market better and what to ship down. Africans use iPhones. Africans use Apple products, tech products, and the rest of it. So you just find your own product. Fashion, like I've said, is a very big one as well. Shoes, handbags, lifestyle, business. I've told you immigration is another one. Another beautiful one again is creating some kind of learning platform. Platforms that you feel, okay, there is something here that is happening in America. I need to teach my people in Africa, or even though most of them already know these things because YouTube is available. But having a Black American teach it can give it some different twists, you know. So you may want to take note of that. Then the fourth one I would probably want to mention here is, okay, I've already said that as well. Import export ventures, could establish an import export business to bridge the gap between supply and demand. You could have, take things from African markets, collaborate with African local producers, and ship them abroad. What you need is just to find a very good dealer in Africa. And trust me, boom, you are going to shape the business to greater proportions. Yeah. Then the last one I really want to mention here is tech driven services, platform driven services. You can see Uber. Uber is just one big platform that is doing crazy things, and it doesn't want to have cars of its own or taxis of its own. So you could create a platform like that as well. There are platforms that, for example, streaming platforms, music streaming platforms are platforms that people are complaining about that they exploit a whole lot and give the artist very little compensation. You could come in there as well. You could create very unique. They don't have to be very big. They don't have to be big platforms. They could be just a small, but designed for the black person. You know, you could find beautiful products, tech-driven products. Because the beautiful thing about technology is technology makes business very scalable, very resource friendly. You don't have to spend so much. So think about a particular problem in Africa, that you think you probably want to solve in terms of market wise. Do you want to bridge the gap? Do you want to create more? Maybe because they're actually products in Africa, but are they very user friendly? Maybe you could come in there and create better user based products that the black people can. But you have to do your audience analysis actually. E-commerce is another thing. You could want to list e-commerce, marketplace are things I know that a whole lot of people are. Some people want to buy things from Africa, they want to buy things from the Caribbean, they want to be able to ship things easily. But if you are able to find a very beautiful logistics solution for people, you would easily get money. Yeah. So you need to firstly find solution. Like I said, most of these things I have mentioned here are minimal risks because you don't have to be physically available. You don't have to spend your money on regulatory licensing. You could just host your stuff on the internet as far as you're integrity based and you can vouch for your integrity. Boom, you're making good money. So tech-driven platforms could be learning platforms, e-learning platforms. It could be courses. You want to sell courses online. Maybe you have your own platform. You want to show people how to import from America, or you want to be the one moving from America to Africa, or you want to be moving from Africa to America. Platforms. You could build platforms that can make these things possible. If there are things people want to buy, e-commerce in terms of whatever they really want to buy, you could create a platform that can make that happen. So yeah, if you feel that there's a solution. For example, if I were to create a product, immigration, people are traveling, I'll probably want to create a product or an app that solves immigration challenges, that helps the immigrant integrate easily into society. So that immigrant can find bars, they can find lounges, they can find clubs, They can find churches, they can find schools, they can find locations, they can even get jobs easily, they can find their own immigrant community. You could just do that basically with a beautiful app that connects people within your own locality. So if your locality if you can design that kind of solution for your own locality, you're good to go. Or you could just find a niche product or a niche market, maybe cotton, maybe cars, maybe phones, maybe bags, create an e-commerce around it and allow people buy from Africa. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know your favorite idea. And if you're African as well, wherever country you are, please represent. Hit in the comment section and let me know which ideas you feel that anybody who is inside or outside Africa can explore. Guys, thank you very much. My name is HRM. Please hit the subscribe button. Let me know your favorite idea.